Hi everyone, welcome to today's practice. It's going to be a little bit of a lower back mobility and we're going to be starting lying on our backs. So come down and join me, get nice and comfy, feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. Bring that pelvis in neutral, so you don't want the lower back pushing down on the floor so the pubic bone tilts up, or you don't want that back to be overly arched so that pubic bone points down. Maybe have a little wiggle. Just bring the arms out to the side. Mine are fairly wide, so not quite down by the hips and not as far up as the shoulders. And just soften the fingers and the hands. Allow the backs of the shoulders, shoulder blades to come in contact with the floor. Keep that big toe band in contact with the floor. Just a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just that natural breath. Just allowing you some time to settle into the mat, switching off from your day. Take a nice long inhale, nice long easy exhale, nice long inhale, and just gently blow the exhale out through the mouth. And then slowly bring the hands to the lower belly. I've got the heel of my hand on my hip bones with my fingertips pointing down towards my pubic bone. My thumbs are touching. I'm just allowing my elbows to rest on the floor. We're going to start our practice with a pelvic clock. So imagine the face of a clock. So your belly button is going to be 12 o'clock. Your left hip is going to be 3 o'clock. Your pubic bone is going to be 6 o'clock. And the right hip is going to be 9 o'clock. So right hip is 9, left hip is 3. Pausing here. So to start off with, we're gently going to tilt our pelvis so the lower back is on the floor. So that's 12 o'clock. So just tilt that pelvis, just nice and easy. And then slowly come back to neutral. And then tilt the pelvis so the pubic bone tilts down and you're at 6 o'clock. Slowly come back to neutral, just a tiny movement. Just watch that lower back. Slowly tilt the pelvis so you come down to 12 o'clock, belly button, lower back to the floor. Slowly come back to neutral, tilting that pubic bone down, coming to 6 o'clock. Slowly coming back up to neutral, 12, neutral, 6, neutral, one more, 12, neutral, 6, neutral. Now we're coming to side from our 3 o'clock neutral to our 9 o'clock. I find this one quite tough. So just tilt to 3, slowly to neutral, and then to 9, so that's the right hip. Check that you're not swaying those knees. Neutral, 3, neutral, over to the right, which is 9, neutral, 3, neutral, 9, neutral, so that's centre, one more, 3, centre to neutral, 9, back to neutral. And now we're going to go round like a clock. So I'm going to come to 12, roll round to 3, 6, 9, back to 12, back to neutral. So let's do again. 12, roll round to 3, round to 6, 9 and 12, back to neutral. And do it anti-clockwise at 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, neutral. Pause here. Let's do that anti-clockwise again. So 12, 9, 6, 3 and 12, back to neutral. We're going to do that again. We're going to flow around it a little bit more. So starting clockwise, so 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's do that 2 more times on your own. Meet in neutral. Then let's do the anti-clockwise, so 12, 9, 12, 6, sorry, and 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, and 12. 2 more times on your own. It is tough. And then slowly come back to neutral. Maybe have a little wiggle. Release the arms down. Slowly bring them out to the side so they're in line with the shoulders. Soften the hands and fingers, palms face the ceiling. Heel toe the feet wide. We're coming into an active spinal twist. Our knees are slowly come over to the left. Now you're going to keep that right foot in contact with the floor. You can come onto the outside edge of that left foot. And then from here, gentle hug into the midline so that core is on. Squeeze the glutes so you get hip extension. Activate that inner arch of that right foot. Stay in here. And breathe and wide and full. Keep that gentle hug in. Slowly bring the knees back up to centre. So the knees are coming over to the right. So you're coming to the outside edge of that right foot. And then you can bring that left knee over, but you're going to keep the foot in contact with the floor. Activate the arches of that left foot. That gentle hug in. Activate the glutes. So squeeze those glutes and you can feel the hips extend. Pause in here. Keep the head in neutral. Slowly come all the way back to centre. So the knees are coming back over to the left, coming onto the outside edge of that left foot. Right foot stays in contact with the floor. Gentle hug in, squeeze those right glutes, hip extension. Activate the arch of that right foot. And breathe. Slowly come back up to centre, knees over to the right, coming onto the outside edge of that right foot. Activate the arches of the left foot, glutes are on, gentle hug in. Slowly come back to centre. If you'd like to give those knees a hug in, please do so. If you want to have a sway, please do so. And then from here, float one foot down, then the other foot down. Slowly roll to one side. Slowly crawl your way up and over. I'm just going to grab a drink. And then from here, we'll all meet up in tabletop. So in your tabletop, set in your base. Shoulders are over the wrists. Spread the fingers wide. Soften the knuckles of the fingers. Push down through the finger pads. Coming into tabletop. Pelvis in neutral. If you feel this a little bit uncomfortable on your knees, you can get a blanket or another mat and then bring it underneath your knees. And then from here, just going to gently wag the hips, gentle sway of the hips, just gently from side to side. 3 to 6, 3 to 6, nice and easy. And then slowly come back to centre. Coming into cat-cow. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly round the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Work with your own range of movement. Maybe release the head. And as you inhale, slowly uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming into a neutral spine. Neck and head in line with the rest of the spine. Soften the chest, relax the belly. Just a nice easy cow. Exhale, slowly round. Work with your own length of breath. Coming into that cat. And as you inhale, slowly uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. coming into your neutral spine, head and neck along the rest of the spine. Soften the chest, release the belly. Allow the chest to float through. And exhale. Cat. Inhale, uncurl. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Neutral spine. Soften the chest, relax the belly. And then just not moving the hands, but just imagine that you're energetically pulling back on that mat. Feel that chest come through. Pause in here. And come back to neutral. Slowly come up to high kneeling. Tops of the feet can be in contact with the floor. You can tuck your toes, whichever feels comfortable for you. Pelvis in neutral. Gentle squeeze of the glutes. Check that you're not thrusting the hips forward. Head over the shoulders, over the pelvis. Pause in here. And then slowly just roll the shoulders back. Soften the elbows, the hands and the fingers. Let's do one more. Then inhale, float the arms all the way up. Interlace the fingers and bring the hands behind the back of the head. And allow the back of the hands to cup the back of the head. Slowly open out the elbows. Stretching out the chest. Just pause in here. Check that pelvis is neutral. Gentle squeeze of the glutes. Slowly release the hands down and then bring that right foot forward, coming into your 90-90 kneeling lunge. Option to tuck the left toes, or you can push down through the top of that left foot. Pelvis in neutral, left glute is on, gentle hug into the midline. Pause in here. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Bend the elbows, goddess arms. Pause in here, soften the hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, rotate right. Slowly come through centre to left. Just carry on. Slowly coming through centre. Twisting right and left. Let's do that 3 more times. I'm coming through right, centre, left, centre, right, centre, left. I've got one more each side. Coming back to centre, reach your fingertips up nice and tall. Feel those shoulder blades lift, that pelvis is still in neutral. Slowly release the hands down. Bring the right palm to the right thigh. Maybe heel toe the feet out slightly. Hinge forward, plant the left hand, left shoulder, left wrist. Pause in here. And then slowly bring the belly round to the right, coming into that kneeling twist. Releasing the left ear towards the left shoulder. Pause in here. Maybe slide the hand towards the right hip. Broad across the collarbones so the chest stays open. Maybe float the right arm up so the fingertips point up towards the ceiling, leaning back into that left shoulder blade. Keep that gentle hug into the midline. And exhale, bring that belly back round to centre, lower the right arm down, slide in that right foot back, tabletop, tuck the toes, gentle hug in, float the knees off the floor, hips float up and back, down dog, and just soften those knees. Maybe quite a bit of a bend in the knees, checking with the hands. Push up through the arms, lengthen the armpits, keep that gentle hug in, relax the head and neck, and then just wag those hips, sway from side to side. Nice and easy. Knees can be soft or lots of bend in them like I had. A little sway, side to side, a little wag. And on your next exhale, float the knees down towards the floor, keep the toes tucked. Slowly take a nice deep breath in and then slowly float the hips towards the heels. Tuck the chin round the back, cat, and stay in your cat as you float all the way up. And when the shoulders are over the wrists, slowly uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, allow the hips to float all the way to the heels. Tuck the chin, round the back. Feel that lower back round. And then float all the way up on an inhale. Shoulders over the wrists. Slowly uncurl. Let's do that 2 more times. Hip to heels. Nice and slow. Tuck the chin, round the spine, round that lower back. Float all the way up in your cat. Once the shoulders are over the wrists, slowly, slowly, slowly uncurl. Last one. And then from here, come to your high kneeling. Pause in here, toes can be tucked, tops of the feet can be in contact with the floor, pelvis in neutral, gentle squeeze to the glute, gentle hug in, don't forget that lower belly. Roll the shoulders back for 1. Feel those shoulder blades move. 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do 4 more. Really move those shoulder blades. 5, 6, 7 and 8. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Bend the elbows, interlace the fingers, bring the hands to the back of the head. Allow the hands to cup the back of the head. And then slowly bring the arms back, elbows back, opening out that chest. Check that you're not thrusting the hips forward. Keep pushing the head back into the hands. Maybe a little baby back bend in the upper back. So you may feel the shoulder blades sliding in towards the centre line, in towards the spine. Pelvis in neutral, gentle squeeze of the glutes. And slowly release the hand. Step that left foot forward, come into that 90-90 lunge. Right knee, right hip, left ankle, left knee. Gentle squeeze of the right glutes, keep that gentle hug in. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Top of the right foot can be in contact with the floor, or you can tuck the right toes. Bend the elbows, goddess arms. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, rotate left, centre, right, centre, left, centre, right. Coming over to the left, pause. Not pausing, but just slowing it down so you're not using momentum. Keep that gentle hug in, keep squeezing the glutes. We've got 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Coming back round for your last one. And then slowly reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Release the hands. Left palm, left thigh, maybe heel toe that left foot out slightly. Hinge and forward. Right hand catches the floor. Right shoulder, right wrist. Bring that belly round to the left leg. Lean back into the right shoulder blade. Releasing that right ear down towards the right shoulder. Pause in here. Keep that gentle hug in. Maybe slide the left hand to the left hip. Roll across the collarbone so the chest is open. Maybe float that left arm up, so extending that left arm fingertips towards the ceiling. Keep leaning back into the right shoulder blade. And then very, very, very slowly come back round to centre, sliding back to tabletop. And then just tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog, bending those knees, push up through the arms, lengthen out the armpits. We're not aiming our chest for our thighs, we're pushing up through the arms. Lovely long spine, hips are high, and then just sway those hips from side to side. Exhale, lower the knees down towards the floor, slowly come to tabletop. Set your base, shoulders are over the wrist. Shoulder blades are in neutral on the back of the rib cage. You're not rounding that back, so you're not allowing the shoulder blades to slide round to the front. Pelvis in neutral. And imagine that pelvic clock. Belly button at 12, pubic bone, and then 3 left, 9 right. And then from here, just tilt round. So you're rounding that lower back, and then slowly come round to your pelvic clock in tabletop. Just take your time. So the shoulder blades are still staying in neutral, so you're not rounding that upper back. Slowly come back to neutral and then just reverse. And then slowly come to neutral. Let's do 3 more. Cat coming into neutral and then soften the chest. So take a nice deep breath in as you exhale, rounding into your cat. And slowly uncurl, vertebrae by vertebrae. Soften the chest, relax the belly. And slowly come into your cat. Feel that tucking of the lower back. Slowly uncurl. Just soften the belly, the chest. 1 more. Slowly uncurl. Come back to neutral. Big toes together, bring the knees wide. We're coming into a child's pose. If child's pose feel uncomfortable, just come to kneeling and just rest the palms on the thighs. You can bring the lower arms down to the floor and turn the palms to face the ceiling, just stay here. You've got the option to stack the fists or maybe use your yoga block. Or some of you may be able to rest the forehead on the floor. Just bend the arms. Just allow the lower arms to rest on the floor. This is where we're going to finish our practice. Just a few deep breaths here. So we've not just mobilised our lower back, we've used our cat to mobilise our mid-back, our upper back. We've opened out our chest, coming into spinal extension, we've done some rotation. And then very, very slowly crawl your way up. Bring the palms to your thighs, soften the shoulders, the elbows. Just a few breaths here. And then very, very slowly flutter your eyes open. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. If you liked the video, you can hit the thumb button. You can also add this on to any of my other short videos. But I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.